Alright, we got just a few minutes before the actual show starts, but I'm just going to be checking out the audio and make sure everything's working good. Alright, let's get the show started. And I apologize for the last show I did. Seems like my audio decided to take a hike after maybe the first 5 minutes. And unfortunately, it was about an hour-long video, and whew, that wasn't paying attention to all my settings here. Yes, I am running a one-man show, so that means there's going to be some mistakes, and I'm not going to catch everything. Unfortunately, the last show, the battery on the microphone pack kind of went dead. Forgot to charge it prior to the show. So I just put it back on the charger and just took it off the charger, which is right back here. I just took it off the charger, so according to the manufacturer, I should have about 6 hours of talk time. However, I'm not going to bore you for 6 hours. We are just going to, let's see what we do, maybe half an hour, really depends. And what I'm going to do today is kind of recap what I did on the last show. Now, if you go to YouTube, the Journey Through My Brain, YouTube channel, you will find the last show on there. Now, what I did was I left it there because, as I said, I'm all about the mistakes too. So you'll see a lot of YouTube channels and everything like that, refined, edited. I don't really do that. I don't want to take the time to do that right now. I've got very interesting things to do, a life to live, and I want you guys to understand that it's okay to make mistakes. Plus, having a hour-long video on my channel also is helping boost my numbers. So even if the audio did go out, the video's still there. You can still watch it, just don't know what I'm saying. So we are going to recap last show. Last show, I believe, was actually done on the 2nd of, yes, it was done on the 2nd of November. We are on the 16th of November, 2023 right now. And the reason why I skipped a week, it's just been busy. Some strange thing called life happens. Yeah, I had to get rid of my trusty old hybrid car. 145,000 miles on it. I bought it when it had about 36,000 miles on it. Put 100 some thousand, 110,000 miles on it. And, well, the transmission started going out. Not that I couldn't change the transmission out. And I was planning on doing it. That would have been about $5,000, $4,000, somewhere in there. But, as I was driving it and waiting to get the work done, it's like, okay, now I hear the blower on the vent more. Just hear these other issues that could be, I think it's time to hang up the good old hybrid and switch it out. So that's what we did last week. Switched out vehicles. Got myself a Ford Edge 2018. Definitely not get the same gas mileage on it. And then the sad part is I had no monthly payment on my car either, because that was paid off. Now I have a monthly payment, and boy, you know what? The prices have really increased on interest rates and everything, where I may have gotten a couple $100 a month payment, maybe $300 a month payment. Whew, I'm spending a lot of money now just to keep that beast on the road. But I will be also, we decided to go with a little bit bigger vehicle because one of the things we decided to do was, we wanted a vehicle that could actually tow something, because we do do little projects here and there, and we'd like to be able to throw a trailer on a vehicle, and we don't have a vehicle that we could do that. So we said the next vehicle we buy, we're going to have a tow package on it. So that is actually getting the tow hitch and the package, all that wiring is going to be installed on Monday. So Monday afternoon, so we will be able to tow whatever we need to tow around, and also have a place for our bike rack and a little carrier. We have a hitch carrier that we put on our vehicles. So we had to get a new vehicle. As I said, cost of gasoline for me just went up because I was getting 53 to 57 miles a gallon on that hybrid. Whew, I'm not going to get that on that Edge. Speaking about other things that have changed over the week, or I want to talk about today. Have you seen a Tennessee pineapple? You know, right before the show, and the reason why I was testing my phone out here, right here that I got, was because I wanted to maybe take you guys out and show you what a pineapple growing in Tennessee looks like. It is a kind of a unique sight, and I really wanted to have that pineapple ready to go for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Just to have a kind of a holiday pineapple, and something that I grew. It's taken me about 5 years to grow it, and lo and behold, it's not going to make it till Thanksgiving. It is so ripe right now. I need to pick that tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow at the latest. And so I was just testing this camera because I wanted to take you guys out to see a Tennessee pineapple. What pineapple looks like when it's grown in Tennessee. And, I think we could still do it here. My video's kind of jumpy a little bit here. So, let's see here. I'm going to switch my camera around here. All right. Let's see. Yep, there I am. Failure is not an option. Yeah, I got that when I went to, when I was down at the Kennedy Space Center. I was talking about the Apollo space missions. Let's see, I suppose I should bring up my video here. So you see failure is not an option there. What I am going to do, I'm going to take this phone out, right here, this phone. Yeah, I'm kind of looking all over the place. And we're going to go outside and take a look at that pineapple. And I'm going to show you what a pineapple in Tennessee looks like. Now, the video might get a little jumpy because I noticed it was kind of a spotty video when I was testing it out, so it was kind of a little jumpy and whatnot. But let's see here. It doesn't seem too bad. I think the other camera, if I switched over to the other camera, that was a little, maybe it was a, yeah. Actually, it's not too bad. I think maybe it was just a little jumpier when it was on preview. Yeah, let's take a trip. I'm going to show you what a pineapple here in Tennessee looks like. So we're going to walk out to the porch outside here in the wonderful night of Tennessee. Don't know where to place my hands with this camera. Let's go outside. Ooh, we can hear the crickets out here. And kind of nice dark night out here. Let's see. Switch it over. Yep, that's what you can see. A lot of. Can't even see the garden down there. Ooh, you can see a little bit of the flower bed, or the raised beds down there. But up here on the porch, and hold right here. We're growing it in a pot. So, as I said, I've been growing this for approximately 5 years. From the head of the different pineapple, so I just took this part off of a different pineapple and put it in a pot. This is the result of that pineapple. So, what you'll notice is it is a nice golden color. That is exactly what it is when it's ripe. In fact, it's maybe, as I said, starting to get a little on the too ripe side. But, so we're going to pick up that pineapple and we are going to cut it open. Maybe I'll try to do a quick video on it when I'm cutting it open, just so you guys can see what it's going to look like on the inside. All right, let's go back in. Lock the door. And I'm going to leave that pineapple out there tonight because it is not freezing. I did bring it, have it in for a little bit here because we're getting into some frosty weather out there. A few nights of 30s, even I think we got in the 20s or something like that, but in the 30s. So I decided to bring it in, but now it's outside, and that's where it's going to remain until I take that pineapple off so we can eat it. All right, let's flip back over to the studio here. Zoom, zoom, zoom. All right. Oh, we could take off the picture-in-picture at the moment. I'm going to shut down the NDI on my... We'll see if I need to bring that back later. And boom, boom. All right. So now we are up and ready to continue on with the show. So, just kind of giving you a background of what I do. It's not just all computer work that I do. I have hobbies and stuff like that. I do photography. I do a little bit of woodworking. In fact, I'm going to be doing some built-in shelves in the living room. So maybe I'll do a little bit of video work on that. But right now we are going to be talking about Linux, Ubuntu, however you want to say it. It depends on where you come from in the world, I guess, is how you are going to say the name. But I hear a lot of Ubuntu, and we're going to say, you know what? Give Linux a try. And here's why. Because you do not need to get rid of that Windows operating system while you are trying it. And you'd be surprised how far Linux has come in the last several years. I blew my Windows laptop away, and Ubuntu is the flavor on my laptop. That is the operating system. I have not found anything that I can't do on Linux, or that I do on Windows. I can do the same thing on Linux. Different programs, but for everything I want to do, it's available on Linux. And here's the kicker. All the software is free. The operating system, free. The programs, free. They're all open source. You don't have to pay an arm and a leg for like Adobe, any of the Adobes, or any of the Microsoft Office stuff. There are alternatives to all this. I use Raw Therapy. I use OpenShot. I can use it on a Windows system. I can use it on Linux. It's all available, and they're free. So if I do some photo editing, which in a rare occasions I will sit down and do some video editing, I'll use OpenShot. Now, I'm not the best video editor. That's kind of why I like live, because you know what? You get what you get. And I don't like to cut out mistakes. I think even if I'm doing OpenShot, I'm going to leave some mistakes here and there. Why not? That shows you that I'm human. And I'm going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. All these YouTubers out there who have these old great shows and stuff like that, they make mistakes. They just edited them out. You can't see them. But, I am just like you. We make mistakes. And in fact, my theory on mistakes is they're an educational opportunity. I am going to learn something from all the different mistakes that I make. And hopefully, I will make changes so I don't make those same mistakes again. Now, lo and behold, there are times I do make the mistakes over and over, and I don't seem to learn. But, mistakes to me are not failures. They are opportunities for learning. Boy, that was a tangent. Oh, we let a nice little moth in while we were outside. Excellent. So, anyways, Linux. here's the nice thing about Linux. You can test a Linux system. Ubuntu, Mint, Puppy Linux, whatever you want. Tails, what other? Kali Linux. You can run all those off of a simple flash drive. This one right here. Kali Linux, right on here. And I do label my USB drives so I know what they are. This one's Kali Linux. This is ESXi, which is a virtual machine. This one I'm working at getting a label on. This is Proxbox. That's another virtual machine. We'll get into virtual machines another day, another time. Right now we're talking about let's operate a Linux system on your computer without destroying the operating system you currently have. Now I'm going to jump over to my Linux system over here, and I'm going to run another Linux system on top of it without just from a USB flash drive. So I've already got my USB flash drive into my computer already. We're going to zoom in here. Let us do some picture-in-picture here. So we've got my Linux flash drive into the computer. It is ready to go, and you notice it says right here, try Ubuntu. Or you can install it. Once you've tried it and trialed it and said, hey, you know what, maybe I want to give this a try. There's a couple different options. You could do a dual boot on any computer, or you can get rid of your old operating system. Now, I'd make a backup of my Windows operating system just in case there was stuff that I needed to access later and wanted to put it on some other computer. But I personally haven't found that. I might actually start running Linux on my big computer here, my video computer, because there's not much I do with Windows anymore. I love Ubuntu. I love Linux. So here we go. We've got Linux here. We're going to try Ubuntu without installing it on my computer. So, okay. My computer is a little bit slower because the nice thing about Linux is you can run it on a little bit older software or a little bit older hardware, and it's going to operate just fine. So we are looking at, yes, I have an older, this is a Lenovo, Lenovo Idea Center, and it's not that powerful of a computer, but as you notice, here we are. We have a Ubuntu Linux running on it. We can go in here just to make sure. Let's see, of Wi-Fi connection connected. What connection do we have here? Select network. Connect. Oh, I don't know. Have to have the number pad on. I think that's what it is. Now I am in the process of connecting. Is it going to connect? I might have to try it again. Ooh, let me see. I think I got it. I can't type today. I can't remember my wired settings. Okay, well, I can't remember my password, but wired is connected. Let's see my wired settings. Yeah, because I actually forgot that I do have this one wired in. So Wi-Fi is not up and running, but wired is connected at 100 megabits per second. All right. Linux. if I remove my flash drive right now, this system will crash because it is literally operating off of a flash drive. Now, there's some advantages to running a system. I can run my laptop computer, this operating system, Ubuntu, Mint, Tails, from a flash drive on my laptop. Now, that adds an extra level of security if you are traveling. Now, let's say you are traveling, you're at your hotel, and you want to get on the internet and everything like that, but you are leery of people trying to, put forks into your computer and hack into it. There's a lot of unsecured networks. You're going down to the coffee shop. Somebody may be listening to your computer, working out the IP addresses, everything like that, trying to steal your information, get your bank codes and everything like that. But you want to just browse on the computer, have a safe environment where when you shut your computer down, that is 100% destroyed. Even if they put malware on your computer, it's going to be on that flash drive, and as soon as you pull it out, it doesn't even save any of that information on the drive. It reverts back to its original saved version, and you have cut all ties. So it's a pretty safe. Now, there are ways you still can have issues, but you know what? You're going to be a lot better operating off a flash drive on a public network than you are using the operating system that you have loaded onto your computer. So, right now we are looking at this system. As I said, you've got your browsers. You've got Thunderbird Mail. Now, this is an email. They've really done a lot of work on Thunderbird. I've tried it a few years back, and it was just, to me, a little bit clumsy, a little bit wasn't what I was looking for. But nowadays, I think it could actually replace some of my email browser viewing. What I would say, I have Gmail, I have Proton Mail, I have my own email addresses for my domain. I can actually view them here in Thunderbird. You've got calendars, address books. You can do chats, news groups, emails, right here. So they have added a lot more functionality. You can run Thunderbird I believe, on a Windows system, but here you've got Thunderbird. You've got access. You can put all your email into one little location here, and so if I wanted to set up and I don't know the passwords to my accounts because I use a password manager, so I'm not going to dive into that right now because my password manager is upstairs. Didn't bring it down here with me. Anyways, here's privacy notice, a little bit update information about it, who we are. All this information you can take or leave if you want, but you can set up all your email addresses right here and run in Thunderbird. And the other nice thing is I need to verify this yet, but I believe I probably could find a version of Thunderbird that would run on Docker so that you could run it on a server and access it from any computer, phone, computers, anywhere in the world. I do have a server that I use that is a cloud server. It's located somewhere in the world. I think mine is currently operating out of Atlanta because I am not too far out of Atlanta. But I'm going to check to see if I can actually put this into a Docker and run it virtually on anything. That may actually be a lot better than any other service that I'm currently using. So I'm going to look into that. Let's just say on my computer for right now. Oh, Paul's calendar. Probably didn't spell that right, but whatever. I don't care. It is Friday, I think November 17th. Now, somebody got my times off here. It was right not too long ago, but oh, that's because I'm running off of a flash drive. That's where it is, because if I got my flash drive out of there, it would go back to the right time. But I got a little bit of calendar over here. Um, and probably, yep, we can flip through here. Shows my events and everything like that. Probably expand it out if I wanted to. Yep, we can go there. The address book there. As I said, we got email. We've got kind of tasks, a task list. Yes, and chats. I think Thunderbird could be a very valuable tool to use. That's just what comes built in. This is all native right now. When I downloaded the image for Ubuntu, this was already on there. All this information. I have Rhythmbox, a music player. So you can play all your MP3s and different things like that. You can get into your podcasts, listen to different podcasts, listen to music. As I said, podcasts, radio. There's radio stations here you can listen to. And I have in the past, when I was using Rhythmbox a little bit more, definitely was listening to some of these stations from around the world. LibreFN. So I've got a lot of information here, a lot of abilities in my music world here. Now, as I said, there is also the option. You don't have to have Microsoft Office. Here's one of the alternative versions here. Let me close the Rhythmbox here and see way over here, and we are going to look at LibreOffice. LibreOffice is your word processor, your presentation. So just like PowerPoint, it is your spreadsheet like Microsoft Excel. And the great thing about it, we'll just get rid of that. You could type all your document, blah, blah, blah. The gibberish that you want to do. You can also go up here and save as. And where was this? Right down here. You could save in all these different formats. And yes, you can save in Word format. So you're not limited to LibreOffice format, the ODF format. You could save it as a Microsoft format onto a flash drive, take that flash drive, put it on a Windows computer, and boot it and open that document in Microsoft Office. Wow, that is incredible. So you got a lot of compatibility here on Linux, and it's free. Let's cancel that. Let's go back out. As I said, we want let's open a new spreadsheet. Boom. Very similar. There's going to be minor differences between Excel and LibreOffice, or Word and LibreOffice, presentation and or PowerPoint LibreOffice. There's going to be some minor differences. And I have a feeling that you can't copy something exactly, at least not around here. But I bet you can do about anything you want. And the other nice thing is there's a lot of, I think I can inject some good Python code in here to compensate for some of those things that are missing. But really, I use spreadsheets a lot. And I use LibreOffice. I use Microsoft Excel a lot at work. I have really not, for anything I do, I have not found any incompatibilities yet that would say, I really need to go back to Excel. So, yeah, LibreOffice, right here, free. Let's get rid of these programs here. Let's don't save that. Now, there's my hard drive there, trash, a help file, and voila, let us look at programs that come pre-built, customized into the Ubuntu system. Now, you look at this, I've got all this is my installed stuff. And yes, as I said, it's a little bit older computer, so it's going to operate just a hair slower. To me, that doesn't make a difference because really this system right here is a test system. This is not my production system. But you've got all these different programs already installed. As I said, image viewers, Gparted, few games, calculators, Firefox. Here's your camera. You can do backup files. Your LibreOffice, so you got Writer, Impress, Draw, Calc, and that stuff. A few games. Here is a password manager. I believe this might be, I forget what that is. Password and keys. I'm not sure what that is right offhand. Your rhythm box, another image viewer, some Sudoku, a system monitor, your terminal, all built into the system. You can literally just out of the box go and use this computer. Now let's look at updates. Now it's requesting that I do these updates. Here's the thing, it's not going to force me to do updates. I can operate off the software when it's not updated. Now Windows, that's going to make you update. Eventually it's going to force you to update. When you start up that computer, it's just going to update. You are in control of your Linux system. It is going to update when you want it to update. Now I could go through here and I could just select each one of these and say update all, and it's going to do that. But I don't typically do it that way. I use command terminal to do my updates because I feel that it's just better, quicker, easier. Yeah, command line. Wow. Yeah, it's getting a little deeper. You know, I wanted just a GUI that I can just use, I can visualize. Well, that's what this is. You can do your updates that way. I just prefer to do more and more stuff on the command line level because it's faster, streamlined. That's the way it is. Even on Windows, there's a lot of things you do on command line that actually are a lot faster than you can do using GUI. Here, and aside from all the programs that are already installed, we have an exploring capabilities to go find other programs that aren't necessarily installed. So we've got these choices, the editor's choices. Yeah, you know what? I recognize some of these. Zoom. We got Zoom. Slack. Apache, stuff like that. But here's different categories. We've got art, design, books, development, devices and the Internet of Things, education, entertainment, finance, games, health and fitness, music, audio, news and weather, personalizations, photos and videos, productivity, science, security, server and cloud, social, and utilities. All waiting to be loaded on the system for us to use. And we're not talking one or two programs here. We're talking hundreds of programs, all at our fingertips, ready to use. So let's take a dive into see, okay, you know what? I like photo and videos. I am a photographer. I am a videographer. I like photos and videos. What can I do with photos and videos? What software is available? Free. Now, here we go. I have no problem going through and just trying out some of these programs. we already saw cheese. That's using your webcam. And it's nice that it gives you a little description of what these programs are. CCTV viewers. Let's see. Let's go down here. GIMP. I use GIMP. I use GIMP to make my thumbnails. That's how I make my thumbnails for my YouTube channel. Let's scroll down a little bit more. And that's how I use on Windows. Kden Live, I have used quite a bit. Now that will take the place of things like Premiere and some of your Adobe video editing stuff. Go down here. The other one I use, see if I got OpenShot on here. Yeah, OpenShot's not listed on here. OBS. Now I use vMix on my Windows system, but OBS is kind of the free version of streaming software. That's on here, free. Let's see. I use ScreenPie to use on my computer, so I can have my phone attached to my computer and use the mouse on my computer screen to operate my phone. How cool is that? That's a free thing. Let's see here. This is another streaming software I've not heard of, but VLC is a software I've gotten and use on various platforms. But so there's a lot of different things here. And don't say we're just limited to the software that you're seeing here. You can actually go onto the internet and look up software. For example, I can go out here to my browser here, my trusty old Firefox, and I can, let's say, take a second for Firefox to open up. As I said, a little bit slower computer, but we like the older computers. So we can just look up, let's Google something. So we're at Google, OpenShot for Linux. Let's go specifically Ubuntu 22.04. How to install. Install OpenShot Ubuntu 22.04 using terminal. And it's going to tell you right here. For Ubuntu 22.04 or later, OpenShot daily PPA into your system, sudo apt add repository, blah, 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 blah. And it's going to tell you how to do it. So this OpenShot was not listed on the software that I was just showing you here back here as one of the options that are ready to go here, but you can still use it. You can go out there and find other software that's not even listed here. So we're talking about hundreds, maybe even thousands of different programs that you can use on a Linux system for free. Now there are some versions of programs that for if you want tech support, for example, on a certain program, maybe whoever created the program will have a paid version of it, but everything I'm using I don't pay for. These are all open source programs that are available here. I like what other things do I like? I like science, electronics, science. We'll have to show you on my lab here sometime when I get that phone up and running. But let's say, okay, what science programs do I have here? Give me a second here. All these different things that we can do. All these programs are geared towards science. graphing, interactive data. Ooh, I love data. I am a data analyst, so I love data. But Project Jupiter, I use that on Windows systems. I also use it on my Linux Ubuntu laptop. Jupiter, really good Python programming. There are other languages besides Python built into Jupiter, but I love Jupiter Notebook. And that package, here's a resistor chart. I love using that since I work with electronics. So yeah, and you want to, let's say, get into let's go with games. We haven't looked at games. Let's go with games. So Linux has been very weak in the past on gaming systems. Slow, not really what anybody wants for a gaming system. But here's the secret. More and more gamers realize the power of Linux, and the Linux community is pushing back and saying, we want a good gaming system for Linux. Now, you can find a Linux distribution, that's what they call the operating systems, distributions, that are more geared towards gamers. And more games are being developed for Linux, not just Windows or Mac, but they are being developed specifically to operate on Linux. And we're not talking about just crappy old games. We're talking about high-end first-person shooter games, RPGs, you name it. They are going to be part of the Linux environment, part of the Linux world, and it's going to become more and more that way. And we are going to also probably see a lot of virtual reality, augmented reality, working on Linux. Because there's some secrets that Linux may work better on. So I have not gone into any of these games to play them, but they're there. I use Steam, I use OBS, I use Discord. I have a Discord. I don't have it listed here on my station yet on this channel, but we will get all that as time goes on. Right now I'm just getting built up, getting started. I'm taking you on the journey of what I do, where I'm at, and who am I. So that is games. Let's see what else. Go back. As I said, in development, there is quite a few programs. You use Python, you can do R, you can Julia. What else can we do on here? Probably almost any operating system or any programming language. You could do the CSS, HTML, JavaScript, all that on there. You can use MS Code or whatever like that. That is available on here. Apache. Go down here. Let's see what other things. The Go programming language. I haven't even heard that one. API development with Postman, PowerShell, Jupyter Project, Ruby. As I said, we probably got some Python, PyCharm, PHP stuff. Could do some YAML work here. Or so yeah, there's just a lot there. There's Julia, like I was talking about earlier. I do use Arduino here. I do program that either on my Ubuntu system or on my Windows system. I have it set up on both places. I would really like you to get into Android Studio because that's Android, setting up things for Android, maybe doing some Android programming, maybe make some apps for the Android phones. That would be really awesome to do. So that, yeah. So don't be shy when it comes to looking at Ubuntu or at Linux in general, finding a flavor of Linux that works for you, one of the distributions that works for you. There are so many of them out there. I am sure that you can find one that is going to suit your needs the best. It doesn't matter what you do. There probably is a Linux distribution out there for you. Now, I've pretty much mostly only used, and especially in the last 5-10 years, only used Ubuntu. I know there were some things I tried when I was back in school over 15 years ago. Um, some different like Red Hat and different things like that. Those are kind of enterprise level programs that, yeah, they do cost some money on those now, I believe. But back then I was able to do that. There was Mandrake Linux I used to use. I think though that kind of went by the wayside. It's not really developed anymore, to my knowledge. Maybe it is. But I've just kind of got comfortable with Ubuntu. It's been able to do and handle whatever I want it to do. But I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to start exploring other distributions, other Linux distributions to maybe, okay, have one distribution that I use for my photography, one distribution that I use for my videography, one distribution that I use for music, maybe for programming. There are so many options out there. I need to spread my wings and fly a little bit and kind of explore a little bit more than I have been. I've been very comfortable and very, very happy with the way Ubuntu works for me. And I know that if you give it a try, you probably would find that too for yourself. That, you know what? You're going to find that Linux, you're going to find a Linux flavor that works for you. Now, if you need help, want help, ideas, I kind of research these out a lot. I'm getting more and more into trying different distributions. In fact, as time goes on here, we'll take a look at Mint Linux, some of the smaller distributions of Linux, Tails and Kali Linux, and just all different things. And we're going to give you some options so that maybe you can find something that you want to use. But we're just talking about distributions. We're going to talk about the programs that we can use. I mean, you can go back here and say, okay, you know what? Blender. Ooh, Blender is a powerful program. I noticed that. I've got Blender that I use. I'm not really good at it, but I do use it. Inkscape. Oh, that's probably around here somewhere. Where was that? Inkscape. Is that on here? Right now I'm frozen up. Yeah, they don't have it in here, but I know I use Inkscape on Ubuntu Linux quite often. As I said, we got GIMP here, just all kinds of different things. This is the, what did I say? This is the art and design. So you're going to find different things that artists use to create their images. All right, let's get back here. And so I am really excited to keep bringing you these shows to help get you a little bit more comfortable using a Linux operating system. Now, as I said, I'm not going to always be focusing on Linux or computers. Might someday be working with some electronics that I've got. Maybe show you some interesting circuits that maybe I can build, or some concepts that I've been working on, some theories. I like to do a little bit of research while I'm at it. May get into working with spreadsheets, may get into databases, kind of a little bit everything. Some little photography. Now that I know how to link up my phone to the computer here and run my show, maybe I'll do some photography out in the field. Get out to the get out to nature and do some photography. Take you along with me for the ride. Go downtown, do some street photography. Who knows? There's all kinds of different things we can do. But the journey through my brain is more of a variety show, so to speak. Yes, I'm going to talk a lot about computers. But that's not going to be the only thing. And I don't want it to be the only thing. I want this to be, yes, it's the journey through my brain, but kind of a community-driven thing here too. So the more questions you ask, which can get my brain thinking a little bit more of that, hey, maybe we could do a show like that. So, drop me a comment. Say what you like or dislike about what I'm doing here. Dislikes are always welcome, because I encourage that so that I can learn, I can grow. Likes are always helpful. Whether you're looking at this on Facebook or whatnot, click over to YouTube, hit like, and make a comment. We'd be more than appreciative of it. Like it on YouTube, wherever else I'm posting this at, and just kind of show me that you appreciate what I'm trying to do here. I am new. I am getting started in this world. I am not as refined as some of your other YouTubers, but I think I can bring some value to what I'm teaching to you. So, anyways, I've been rambling on for the last 53 minutes. I think it's time to get off of here, go relax for the evening, so that I can get to bed and be up by, I get up normally at 3 a.m. No alarm clock, just wake up at 3 a.m. so that I can be to work. I will be to work by 5. And get my day started and over with. All right, I will see you next time. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving, so I am not sure if I will do when I will do my show. Maybe it'll be during the day on Thursday. Maybe it will be a different time, maybe on Friday. Not sure yet. Kids are going to be home. All the kids are going to be in the house, so we'll see what is happening, and we'll go from there. Just play it by ear for this next week. If you don't hear from me next week, I will definitely make an effort to be here in 2 weeks doing a show for you. Until then, take care. Have a wonderful time. Have a wonderful holiday, Thanksgiving holiday, and we will see you next time.